Assalamu alaikum viewers. Patience is an all-important human trait. It is the key to self-control and self-discipline. Today I'd like to give some practical suggestions which may help instilling patience in our personalities. The first suggestion I'd like to give is that we must evaluate trigger situations which precipitate impatience in us. If we analyze our lives, we are bound to find a certain pattern which emerges. All of us are perturbed at certain situations. We get impatient in certain scenarios. So we must plan in advance in such situations. We must tell ourselves that whenever this situation arises, whenever the crunch time arises, I will not lose my cool. This self-suggestive behavior at times is very helpful in acquiring a trait. The second suggestion I'd like to give is that we must view people around us who are in distress, the handicapped, the widows, the poor, the needy, the sick, people afflicted with financial constraints. If we look at all these people, we'll find that they are combating the hardships of life. And this will instill resolve and steadfastness in us, which are the key to patience. The third suggestion I'd like to give is that we must prepare for worst case scenarios. Of course, we must hope for the best, but we must prepare for the worst. This shock-proof behavior instills in us the strength and power to combat untoward situations. The fourth suggestion I'd like to give is that we must also tell ourselves that the Almighty has created this world in a way in which things get completed in a gradual way. There are certain processes which they follow. There is the wisdom of the Almighty under which they progress. And if we lose our cool or show impatience on these scenarios and situations, it is equivalent to showing distrust in the scheme of the Almighty. The fifth suggestion I'd like to give is that besides Ramadan, in which we fast, which is obligatory on us, we should also try to observe optional fasts in various parts of the year, because arguably fasting is something which is very, very helpful in instilling patience in us. So we must keep some optional fasts to acquire this trait. And besides these 5 suggestions, viewers, as we know that the Quran has said, وَمَا صَبْرُكَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. I cannot acquire patience. You cannot acquire patience unless with God's help. So let us also invoke God's help and ask for His special assistance in giving us patience. I hope these suggestions are able to effectively instill patience in our personalities. Thank you.